Okay, so how long did it take you to paint all these pictures?
This project started 93 days ago. All the pictures that you see in here were painted within 93 days. I think another part of your question would be, when did I get the idea to do this
Well,
project?
how did you get the idea?
I was working with Dick Gregory, the gentleman that's over there, with the big medallion in his hand. I was working with Mr. Dick Gregory, and we marched all across the Delta region trying to get money for the people who were victimized by the BP oil spill. And we had gone to Mobile, Alabama, and to Pritchard, Alabama. And while in Pritchard, Alabama, we started to talk about what we could be doing later. And I told him one of the things I hope to do was to make sure that American Civil Rights foot soldier would not be forgotten. And he told me he thought that was a very important project. He said, whatever you do, follow up on that. He loved the idea and the concept of it. And I told him, I said, well, you're going to be able to, you get an award this year as American Civil Rights foot soldier. I said, we've already had 3 programs in Atlanta dealing with this. He said, I want to make sure that you let the visual aspect of it accomplish, not just the Negroes, because Dick Gregory, you know, he could say some things that were tough to you. He said, not just the Negroes. He said, I want to make sure that you get those who are living and those who are dying and put it into your artwork.
Well, what is your plan to do with these pictures?
I plan to fulfill that obligation and get them to travel to every city, every major city of the United States of America.
Well, how much did it cost for all the stuff, like for all the pictures you made?
It's hard to compute the cost that way because of the way I buy materials.
Well, what's your
But
estimate?
I got gallons and gallons of paint. I've got a commitment of about $18,000 to $20,000 for this project, and we haven't begun to touch the surface. We got 150 more pictures to do. So it takes time to build the frames, buy the materials, build the frames, and create the backgrounds that each picture is painted on. And you have to pay people to help you for certain parts of the project. I've got 3 assistants that are working. I have Tyree, who's the young man that's outside, Aaron, who's out there, Aaron, who's not here. Aaron is a Latino brother that helped build some of the frames that you see in here. And Alan London helped on some of the paintings that are in here. So right now I got a team of 3 people. But as I go forward with this project, I will have as many as 40 people. I have at least 3 publicists that's working in conjunction with us. We have radio stations and TV directors that work with us right now. We only got 1 radio station that's working directly with us. We got 1 television station working with us. We got 3 online radio stations that's working with us. So the word is getting out there. Here at 5595, this is an exhibit space for the month of February. We want the children that have the opportunity to come in. School is out. The coronavirus is imminent in our communities. And a lot of mothers and fathers are trying to figure out ways that they can continue their children's education. So for Black History Month, I talked to Dr. Angela Harris. She's the owner of this building. And I told her what my vision was. She said, Nathan, you can do it. What do you want to do? And I said, right now. She said, you can't get those pictures ready that quick. I said, I can do it. I said, I will do it. I said, I'll start hanging pictures tomorrow. And that's what we did. And so now we have a 39 4-foot by 8-foot panels.
And those tiny ones.
Yeah, that tiny one right there is Maceo Snipes. That was the first picture that I painted, and keeping my word to Dick Gregory, is to record and tell the story of Maceo Snipes, who was killed in 1946 because he registered to vote. Right up the street here, not too far from here, Griffin, Georgia, right outside of Griffin. First of all, I started very late in life. When I started to paint, I was 55 years old. Today I'm 74. And I didn't have any form of training. I just had a desire to want to tell a story. And the story that I wanted to tell was the 1946, excuse me, I wanted to tell the 1898 race riot in America that my great uncle John C. Dancy was a part of. And I couldn't get any artist to be able to, what I was thinking and trying to convey to an artist, I realized that they couldn't do what I wanted to do. So I wanted to be able to do it myself. So the very first project that I worked on was the 1898 race riot in America, and came here to Atlanta and did the 1906 race riot as well. Before I realized I was doing a series that dealing with the race riot in America from 1898 to 1927. And when you paint and draw on that many pieces, you get better and better and better. I wasn't painting like what you see. I was using a lot of acrylics. I started using pen and ink, and I went on from pen and ink to markers, color markers, and I changed a lot of what I was doing to use oil and oil pastels into paintings. It was a process. It's like going to grade. You go to first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. And painting, you do the same thing. Even though you're not in school, your work elevates as you continue to practice. The more you practice, the better you get.
How long did it take to put up one picture individually?
I can't give you fair time on that. I'll tell you the reason why. I work with multiple pieces and simultaneously. When you and your mom was coming up, you noticed I was putting some paintings on the car. Those are 4 paintings that I would take back into the studio, and I would work with them there. When I come in here, if I see something I feel like they need to be touched up or changed, I change it on the spot. So there's always an ongoing project when you got this many pieces of artwork that you have to work on.
Well, I think that's all I have to say.
Well, let me share something with you.
Okay.
You was involved in the campaigns and the election. Who do you want to become president of the United States of America this year?
Well, there already is a president this year.
I know, but he was elected this year. So who is it that you want to be president?
I don't really.
Do you know who was running for president?
Yeah, President Trump and Joe Biden.
Which one of those do you like?
I don't want to say I'm not saying I don't like the other. I don't like one of them. I don't really know which one I like because I don't really even know them.
Well, that's a good, honest answer. I like both of them. I like one to be president, and I like the other one to go home.
Well,
And the
if
one
I
that I
had
like
to
to go
say
home
something,
went home.
I like Trump because sometimes he can be funny, but then I like Joe Biden because then he's actually serious.
What about that lady right there? Way over there in the corner. See with the white on?
Kamala?
Yes. What do you think about her?
Well, I know she's the vice president, but I don't really know her that well either. I think she used to be a judge or she used to be a lawyer. It was one of those things.
Have we ever had a woman president before, or vice president before in the United States?
No.
Is she the first?
Yeah.
She's the first. Is she the first woman of color to become president? Vice
I
president.
remember I did something on it, and in school, I think she's like Indian, not Indian. It was something like that.
Well, yes, she's got about 3 different nationalities that make up her ethnicity. So, what about, who was the first person that you know to have run for president? Have you studied that?
I remember, wasn't it George Washington?
Well, yes, George Washington was the first person to become president of the United States, but what African-American person was the first person to run?
Barack Obama?
Well, let's take a look at this picture over here. You see the picture where the lady got the fist above her head? That's Angela Davis. And then if you look down, way over to the bottom, there's 2 pictures that's similar to that. Those 2 guys over there, the one in the red in the corner, Dr. Barack and Dr. Lowry, is the father of the Voters' Rights Act that we were able to get that allowed us to have the right to vote. And the other one over there in the corner, Frederick Douglass Frederick Douglass was the person that first ran for the presidency of the United States of America. He was the very first black man in America to run for president. And we were very fortunate to have the father of the Voters' Right Act, F.D. Reese, who was at Bloody Sunday at Selma. You've been there a few times with your mom, you and your brother. Well, this guy right here, his name was Jimmy Lee Jackson. Jimmy Lee Jackson was killed at Selma on Bloody Sunday. He was there with Frederick Reese and Boynton and Jose Williams when the Klan came up the other side of the bridge and started to beat, shoot, and hurt a lot of people. So on that note, I'm going to say, why is this project important to me? It's important to me so that it can become a teaching tool where people can come in and study and know more about our story than just the information that's told to us in the classroom. I want to thank you so very much for interviewing me, and your name